What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
A quick reminder to play Heavy Rain and Absolver, both are for free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to play those. Come back at the end of the month for Plus Club. Tell us what you thought of those games. We'll let you know what we thought of those games. And our game of the month in this new month is Earth Defense Force 4.1. I believe it's the Shadow of New Despair. Is that the extended?
I think that's the full name.
I won't be saying that the rest of the month. So if I say Earth Defense Force, that's what we'll be playing this month. Also, if you have that, play that, and we'll talk about that at the end of the month for Game of the Month. Also, we're on Discord. Link down below if you want to talk to us anytime. Post some memes, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, we're everywhere that you can get podcasts. So if you'd prefer to listen to us, do that. And if you're listening to us, come check us out on YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming and say hi. Yeah, so with that, we have 3 bits of news, all kind of smaller bits of news, but still worth talking about. First one being that, well, we've been talking about for a while now that PUBG in Korea is suing Epic Games. They said essentially that Fortnite took too many ideas and its UI looks too similar to PUBG. And am I missing something there?
Nope.
And yeah, so they started a lawsuit not that long ago, actually. Well,
Right.
Apparently they've dropped it out of nowhere, and so far there is no word on why they dropped it, or if there was a settlement involved, or if they just like backed out of it. So we'll talk about that in a sec. But a couple things that's interesting about this is through this, it is known that Tencent, the company that owns Bluehole, which is the company that develops PUBG, also owns a part of Epic Games as well. So these two companies are actually kind of linked by a parent company. And apparently they are investing more into PUBG as of recently. And then also another thing that's interesting about this whole situation is PUBG is built off of the Unreal Engine, which is the engine that Epic has made and is famous for. So this is a clusterfuck of shit that PUBG decided to jump out of. What do we think about it? What do we think about how quickly they stopped? Why do we think they did that? And what do we think about the future of PUBG and how they view its competition?
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, like Seth said, we've already been talking about this off and on, and the general opinion has been pretty universally that these guys tend to be a little sour and poor sportsmen about this whole thing.
And,
really bad.
and looking to squash competition in a legal sense.
Yeah. So, as far as like why they backed out, I mean, really, like, who knows? There's so many reasons they could have backed out. If I had to kind of put some weight on some of those reasons, I would probably say like maybe for PR reasons. Finally, they decided they're getting too much. They weren't getting enough like people backing them up on this idea. Maybe they were like,
I've never heard one person land on their side.
And so maybe they're like, this isn't a good look for us, and maybe they backed off. I think the bigger thing is because of how complicated and interconnected so many different people are to this. Somebody somewhere was like, hey, this is costing us money. Stop.
Well, an interesting thing, and something I was listening to recently was talking about this as well, but suing someone costs a lot of money, especially if you're suing somebody who has a lot of money. It goes on for months and months and months, and you have to keep like spending money on lawyers and all this shit, and it just drags on. A lot of times people will sue somebody just to get a settlement because somebody will actually pay you before they want to spend to go through the whole fucking court case.
It's usually cheaper.
Yeah. So in a lot of senses, I would see them doing that. But in this case, I don't think they had a case against Epic. I don't think there's any way they could have won that. Because if they could have won that against Epic, there would have to be assets that were taken. Other than that, though, they've done the exact same as everybody else has done. And they would have to sue fucking everybody else. There's no fucking way that's going to happen.
It'd also be opening the door to being sued by the people who created, mods for Arma and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's a huge can of worms that even if they won in this case, it's just going to cause them more problems in the long run.
I think because they're very specific in where they were suing them anyway for probably whatever legal reasons there that might have benefited them because it wasn't going to work here. I think they were quick to jump in and do it, just to finally be like, fuck it, let's do it. We've been talking about, let's do it. But I think, like I said before, they probably looked at the longevity of how long this court case would go for and how long like it would take to get anywhere, and probably saw there's not a whole lot of like turnout that'd be positive for them. I think they were just like, fuck it, let's stop. Especially with Tencent having a little bit of ownership in both of them, it's not good for them either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I was saying before is like, let's say it is Tencent. I mean, there's obviously going to be other shareholders, but this one in particular owns sizable shares in both companies, and they probably, as investors usually do make a lot of decisions for companies. We're like, hey, this is a bad idea for my investment. Don't do this.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it was obviously, it was more than likely a money play.
Yeah.
More than anything.
I don't think there's, I'll be really surprised if they come out and say there's a settlement, because I can't see Epic giving them anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they had a case. I don't think they had anything on them.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go off a little bit here, but like, when you were talking about like, the legal process can be a long, lengthy battle. And usually the only people who do that are people who they're not trying to necessarily make money. They're trying to like fix something. And a great example of that would be like the thing that happened with H3H3, where, they had to go through a long legal battle to protect themselves and, the way content is done on YouTube and stuff. So,
well, it was really important in general for the internet because it was one of the first times that there was a court case for that particular thing. There's been a lot of like, laws already created for that, but no one had really taken the dive yet to sue someone over something like that yet.
Yeah.
So I guess that's like in like law journals and shit. Like it's written in books now because it's something to be studied.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it was the first time something that big. That thing dragged out for like a year and a half.
That's what I'm saying, and it was I remember them talking about it, saying it was an expensive process, and they were, obviously very thankful for all the help they received.
Ethan Klein's always talking about money.
Yeah, well, sure.
For some reason, every podcast he's talking about monetization and shit and how much money he's spending.
Yeah, I don't watch enough of their podcasts to get that. I catch an occasional one here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, going off track there just reminded me of that. So
yeah.
But yeah, overall, I mean, I'm hopefully in the long run, it just means that this will not be something we have to keep talking about, and they can both focus on just making their games and hopefully improving them and competing with each other like they should be doing in the first place. So.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over. The only reason I even brought it up is because there's actually like a finish to this now, because we've been covering it for a while, and like I know some people who follow the channel aren't necessarily even into battle royale games, but like it is interesting to see somebody suing somebody over something that is so plainly, easily seen as like ridiculous.
Yeah, outside of battle royale, it's industry stuff. So I mean, like you have a game company suing another game company over what they believe to be their property, even though I would argue they're just ideas, and you can't just tell people they can't use ideas. I don't know.
It's like anybody, but if Square Enix like decided to sue somebody who made an RPG,
yeah,
I'm like, you have menus that you select attack and you can select potions. That's very much like ours, and we made these. We made RPGs.
Yeah,
we're the ones who did that. And it's like, well, no, you didn't, but you did start early.
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous, and that's why you don't see that from anybody. No one's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking id's not like, hey, all you fuckers with games where you shoot things from a first-person perspective, I'm suing all of you. I mean, that'd be crazy. So yeah. Anyway, glad it's over. Glad PUBG didn't get anything positive out of this, because I think it'd be fucking crazy for them to be rewarded for it. And yeah, like you said, hopefully PUBG can focus on making their game better, because a lot of people are complaining about it right now. It's crazy. Everywhere I see on Twitter, when it comes to that, 75% of people are not happy with that game. So it's not a good look.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's fucking crazy. Let us know in the comments, what do you think about the oh god, I forgot who they are. PUBG dropping out of them suing Epic. What do you think happened there? Do you think they took a settlement? Do you think they just dropped out because of the money investment? Do you think investors got in the mix and were like, hey, guys, need to fucking stop? PUBG and stuff. Those are everything you're thinking about when it comes to this crazy bullshit. On to the second bit of news.
So, some of you may have seen during Microsoft's E3 press conference this year, they showed off a game called Jump Force by Bandai Namco. It's a Shonen Jump arena-style fighter 3v3 combat, and they had originally shown off. We're both stuttering tonight.
Yeah.
They had shown off.
It's a hard day at work.
A couple characters: Goku, Frieza, Luffy, Zoro, Naruto, Sasuke, and for the story mode only, Light and Rook. Words not working. Anyways, they recently announced three more characters. This time from Bleach, you have Ichigo Kurosaki, Rukia Kuchiki, and Sosuke Aizen. So
I didn't know that guy had a first name.
They don't use it very often. So,
I thought it was just Aizen.
I mean, that's pretty much the story here. So what do you think about them adding another property into the game? What do you think about it being Bleach? And if there was another Shonen Jump title, though you're probably the wrong person to ask
I'm
about
the wrong
this.
person to ask that, yeah.
What
I was about to ask
What would you like to see?
I was about to ask you what are Jump animes. So let's jump there first.
What Jump animes?
Well, yeah, what else do they got?
Well, Hunter x Hunter is one I know a lot of people would like to see in there.
I feel like that's a definite one they're going to have in there.
It'd be weird if they didn't, I think.
Though it's really popular.
It's really,
Rob loves it.
I'll say it is really popular, but I also feel like it's kind of niche and that those people are just super loud.
Rob loves it, though.
He does. There's also Seven Deadly Sins, which I'd like to see, and My Hero Academia. But a lot of people think that won't happen because they're going to have a fighting game that's coming out.
Yeah.
So
I will say, how the fuck would that not be in it? It's huge.
Especially with it being one of the top 3 now.
Yeah.
So.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. It's, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, One Piece, Naruto, and My Hero Academia.
Like the new Naruto?
Mm-hmm.
Naruto?
Burrito?
What are we talking about? Okay, so they added Bleach characters, which I think is cool. This is kind of out of my element, but the whole prospect of this game, saw gameplay of it. It looks like interesting. If it's any other game though, I'd be like, whatever. But like this idea of them having like not just like even like, because there's been like collaborative games before that have like anime characters from other stuff, but it's like the Jump thing. Like we're getting like big characters that are like all in their respective animes are like super powerful. So it's really interesting to see how they're going to translate that into like, people who are fighting Goku. Everybody's going to be shown off, and it's going to be kind of cool for fans of all these to be able to fight other, because if you're playing, or if you're a fan of like one Jump anime, you're probably a fan of another one. So it'll be really cool to do that, and it's cool to see. I had no idea. I forgot Bleach was a Jump anime. So when they announced that, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, the game has like a weird, realistic look to it.
It does,
which is really interesting. I'm still kind of mixed on if I like it or not, but it's definitely intriguing looking.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see like Ichigo and Rukia and Aizen in like that style. Yeah.
I'm also a little thrown off, and because I didn't finish, I watched the anime, I didn't read the manga. They look different than I remember them looking.
Well, Aizen definitely. He's in his fucking file form or something. He's wearing some like Matrix bondage outfit.
So I'm a little confused
from the
on
club.
That. Once again, let me know down below. So,
I think it's cool. It's interesting they announced 3 at once, because a lot of games, especially like if you've been following the channel or following Soul Calibur in general, they've been kind of like just like, here's a guy, here's a guy, here's a girl, here's a dude, and it's like been like this slow rollout. This is just like, here's 3 people. There's gonna like I assume if they do another anime reveal, they'll probably do another like 3 or something. It would kind of make sense because it'll be like, because we got Goku and Frieza. You think Vegeta will be in it?
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah.
I also think they're holding back for DLCs though on some stuff.
I just wonder how big the roster will be, because this is a 3D fighting game, so it takes a little more.
I don't know. Dissidia's got a pretty big roster.
Is that out?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that game existed.
It's a similar style game.
How big is the roster?
I'd have to look it up.
At least 20?
Like I said, I'd have to look it up. I can't remember, but it was. I mean, it's at least 2 characters from every Final Fantasy, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Is that game even good?
it's okay.
Yeah, that's not enough for me. That's not enough for me. But yeah, I think this is awesome. It got me even more interested in it because when I first saw it at E3, I saw like Luffy and I saw Goku and Frieza and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. But like now we're starting to get a little bit more flavor in there. I mean, I don't even think Bleach has like a 3D rendered game like that.
I think they do.
Do they?
Nothing new, obviously.
Yeah, I'm saying like a modern day, like, you know, getting those
modern.
like higher end graphic, like 3D renders of characters from anime. It's cool to see it again. I don't follow Bleach. I haven't watched Bleach in fucking forever, and so I'm out of the loop on that. But
Well, Bleach ended a long time ago, so
yeah, back in the dark ages. But every time I see this game, I'm just like, what's going on with that One Piece game though? Because that game I was like sold on when I first watched the first video.
I've seen some new stuff on that too. A lot of the we're going tasty cast here.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the villains from multiple arcs seem to be in it as well. So
It's weird because like I only watched like the first like 17 episodes of that show and I liked it, but I really want that game. It looks fun.
I really want you to watch the anime, but I could never tell anybody to do that.
I don't have that much time in my life.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
can't watch fucking 20 episodes of anime in one night somehow like you do.
I'm not that bad.
Time traveler. You shouldn't be able to be that bad. There isn't that much time in life. Yeah, I think it's cool. And this is oddly enough got me more excited for the game.
So I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I'm loosely paying attention to this game because obviously the subject matter interests me. It's actually a little bit of a turnoff that it's an arena fighter like this. It's not my style of fighter.
Yeah, I'm not
ever since even like Power Stone and stuff like that. Just not my thing.
I like Power Stone though.
I will obviously like. I'm hoping they'll have like a demo or something because I'd like to try it, see if I like it a little bit.
2018, a demo. Ha. Maybe
It's
if
more.
you,
I think it's more common now than it's been in a while.
maybe if you pre-order it, you can get in that closed beta.
Oh, well, they still do that, but
2 days before it comes out. That real beta test.
right. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Bleach. It's probably one of my personal favorite Shonen Jump animes. Though you really have to skip the filler, which is unfortunate. But as far as the actual story goes and stuff like that, I like it a lot. I'm a huge One Piece fan as well. Dragon Ball, I used to be a huge fan of. The longer that show goes on, I like it still. I'm just not in love with it anymore.
I love Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball is amazing.
First season of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z is fun. Dragon Ball Super was also fun, but I have a hard time calling it Dragon Ball anymore. It's
What about the real sequel, GT?
that didn't happen.
It looked cool.
And then I'm not into Naruto at all, and I'm sure I'm gonna get hate for that one. But
Harry Potter, both ninjas.
as far as like what I'd like to see, I kind of said earlier, I'd love to see Seven Deadly Sins. They did get their own game. I kind of wanted to check it out. And as far as like characters from that, I mean the main character.
Is that on Netflix?
The first season.
Okay.
Yeah. The second season you have to find other means to watch because the rights are owned by Netflix.
You steal it. You steal it from their fucking hands.
But it's a lot of fun. What characters? So yeah, oh god, I'm gonna butcher his name. I can't say it. I can't say it. The main character, stuttering like crazy tonight. And I'd also like to see Bond. I think so.
Who?
He's like a melee nunchuck wielding character who can't die.
Who from Hunter x Hunter do you want to see? I don't know any of the characters, but I know there's that little short boy with the dark hair. He's a little baby. He looks like he's going to school.
If I had to pick someone from Hunter x Hunter, I would probably just pick villains because they're the interesting characters.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
So, oh my god, I've forgotten his name now. The clown dude. It would be like a must, I think. And then, man, I can't remember their names right now, but the ant king would be the other one, I think.
They should put in Guts, Griffith.
Those are owned by Jump, I think.
What?
Is Berserk?
I don't think
in Jump.
I don't think it's Jump.
Oh no.
I really don't think so.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure on that. So
that would blow my fucking mind. That shit's gnarly. But yeah, they should add him anyway because I just love Berserk.
Yeah. And I would love to see My Hero Academia, but I honestly don't see that happening.
It's just weird they couldn't add like the main guy, that fucking one guy.
The same powers.
Yeah.
All Might. Midori. Oh my god. Midori.
Like, just throw 3 of them in there. They can still have their own game. No one's gonna like look at both games and go, "What the fuck? I don't know which one to buy."
Well, they're both fighting games, so that's the problem.
Heihachi is in Tekken and in Soul Calibur.
It's true.
Yoshimitsu's in everything ever. I'm pretty sure I unlocked him as a vehicle in fucking in the Crew 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flying around with the sword.
I kind of don't believe you.
Yeah, it's Valdo. You're right. Volvo. Yeah. Anything else you want to say on that?
No, I did. Well, kind of. So I asked in the Discord, so it's a conversation you could be joining us on.
Do it.
What characters that Psycho was the person I was talking to, wanted to see in the game, and from Bleach, and he had given me a list of 4 characters, which I can't remember off the top of my head right now, unfortunately.
Luckily, I've pulled this
That's our private chat
out. This is a private chat. Very private. We don't talk about that in public.
Ikaku, Renji, Uryu, Kenpachi, or Soifan.
Guy name's fucking Soifan.
She is.
Ooh, I'm Soifan.
She's ninja.
She's so fun. Yeah, so that's who he wants.
Yeah.
He was not stoked about
Rukia.
Yeah.
Which I don't get. She's kind of a.
We're exposing Psycho.
child.
Now he's part of the show. Everybody's gonna know what he said. This is supposed to be private. I said they need to add Chad
That would be cool.
because Chad is chill. I like chill people.
He's very chill.
He's got that hair. Yeah. Anything else?
That's it.
Let us know in the comments. What do you think about the 3 that they added? What would you like to see them add? Jump, obviously, or if you're feeling spry like me and you're fucking like, yeah, I'll throw in what I like. Tell us whatever you'd want them to add to the game. Are you excited for this game? And who are you most excited for that's been confirmed so far? Let us know in the comments. Everything ever. Last bit of news. So there's been this whole debacle going on recently that Xbox and the Switch are going to have crossplay with games like Fortnite and Minecraft. I'm sure you guys have heard all about it. Sony refuses to do it. There was a leak a little bit ago where a guy who worked for the company said that what that came down to was they did not like the idea that somebody bought something on Xbox and is using it on PS4. So it's pure business. They don't want to support their competition. But recently at Game Lab conference in Spain, the CEO, Sean Layden of Sony, was asked about it, asking, what if there's any future plans for crossplay. And he said, we're hearing it. We're looking at a lot of possibilities. You can imagine that the circumstances around that affect a lot more than just one game. I'm confident we'll get a solution which will be understood and accepted by our gaming community while at the same time supporting our business. So did not confirm that they will be doing crossplay, but they are, first off, acknowledging that they're hearing people talking about this. Secondly, they're saying it's not off the table. There might be a way for them to want to do it. And yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it. What do we think about the whole thing? What do you think about what Sony is saying about it right now? And does it really matter to you? Yeah.
Okay, so first off, no, it doesn't matter to me at all.
Fair.
Because it's not surprising.
Yeah.
Anyone coming into this and going, well, Sony's the bad guy, blah, blah. 5 years ago, none of these guys would have been doing it. So,
well, Sony wanted to do it with PS3 and 360 didn't do it. Didn't want to do it.
There you go. So, I mean, like, in both cases, it's the console that was selling less and trying to just get some, not necessarily players on their console so much as like more reason for people to get their console.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is a business decision and they're doing what they think is best for their company, not for what's best for a particular game. yes, as a person who plays games, having a larger amount of people to play with, I think is great. And I'd be thrilled if they did do it. But at the same time, I'm not going to be mad at them for not doing it either, just because there's no obligation for them to do as such. And they have, business wise, obviously, they have enough going that they don't need that.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds a little cold, to be honest. I'm not trying to be like that so much, but like it really comes down to it's their decision on the matter. Nintendo, Microsoft want to do that. That's awesome. And that's great. Especially if I wanted to play something on my Switch and I have access to the players on Microsoft or vice versa. That's great for me. It's great for those guys. And, it could be great for Sony if they decide to do it. But at the end of the day, even in his quote here, where he at the very end, he says, at the same time supporting our business, that isn't them going, we're just going to flip a switch and make this work. They're essentially, what I'm hearing here is we're going to find a way to still make money off doing this if we do this, which probably means they'll go to Microsoft and Nintendo at some point if they are having discussions about this, be like, we need a cut.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
that's what I hear.
Yeah. When I was reading that too, I was seeing that like they're open to talks about it, but they're in such a position right now that they have the ability to make that decision.
Yes.
Just before I even get into this, I'm going to state first off that if all the consoles had crossplay, that'd be awesome. Sure. Because the idea of everybody being able to play together is awesome. And I understand not everybody has access to all consoles. Some people only have like one console. So the idea of playing with other people on other consoles is awesome. And I definitely am for that 100%. That's fucking dope.
I am as well.
But as a person who has all the consoles, we have all the consoles in the house. I do get to pick and choose what console I play what on, blah, blah, blah. And I am, to be transparent, more at home on the PS4 because most people I know are on PS4. And I like the exclusives the PS4 has. But I do play all the consoles. I'm just clearing that up because I've been on Twitter in the fucking shit, in the front lines on this conversation quite a bit. And it's pretty split. A lot of PS4 fanboys, are very much like, Sony doesn't need to do this. And other people are like, yeah, but they should. And the Sony fanboys are like, no, they don't need to. There's plenty of people already playing on PS4. And I understand where they're coming from. It is a little cold, but they're coming. I get where they're coming from. I get where the other people are coming from too, though. They want to play with the other people. And I think that'd be awesome too. If there's a way everybody can fucking figure this out and feel like happy about it, that'd be awesome because it would work for everybody. But I understand where Sony's coming from because I always stress when I talk about this, in this console cycle, Sony's ahead. It doesn't mean Sony's the best ever. It doesn't mean Sony makes the best consoles ever. It doesn't mean if you own an Xbox, you own the lesser console. It just means in this cycle right now, Sony's ahead. And just like when Xbox was ahead with the 360, they did the same fucking thing. And if Xbox was in Sony's position right now, they'd be doing the same thing. They're not doing this out of goodwill, and it seems like they are. And I know Phil Spencer seems like a really cool dude. But if they were as far ahead as Sony was, they'd be a lot more conservative about this decision because this will benefit their competitor. And they're a business that wants to stay afloat. If you're this far ahead, that's great for business. You're fucking killing it. And Xbox and Switch are killing it as well. But Sony's just really fucking far ahead. So they have no reason to want to do this. And I can't blame them as much as I can go, it'd be awesome if they did it.
100%.
But them saying like, you know what? Like, we're so far ahead. Why would we want to make Xbox money in some way? Why would we want to contribute to that? I mean, out of the goodness of their heart, why would they do that? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah. So like, I'm trying to be as sympathetic as possible when it comes to like the gamer aspect of it, because I love games. I love playing with people. I'm a social dude, and playing with everybody would be awesome. And it would make all the communities thrive. But Sony also, because they have more consoles shipped, they got more people on their servers most likely. So they probably also don't want to support Xbox in that sense too. I mean, they'd probably prefer Xbox's servers be lower than theirs because then people are going to move over to Sony because they want to play with more people. I mean, there's so many benefits for them to not do it. And it does sound shitty, but that's just the way it fucking
they're running
is.
a business.
They gotta be successful. Otherwise, we're not getting more PlayStations. I mean, like just like Xbox, they're all doing fine, but like it doesn't make sense for Sony to do it unless, like Chevy said, they are making money off of it, and it's really shitty. But like I said, any of the companies would be doing the same thing if they're in the same spot, and that's already evident with 360. They did it.
Yep.
So yeah, in a perfect world, it'd be awesome if we could all play together. But
Sure, I would love to be able to hop onto Warframe and have access to player bases.
Everybody, yeah.
From everywhere.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
It would be incredibly awesome. And same with people who are into Fortnite. I mean, it gives you more people to queue up with. But I even if they were all separate across the board, I don't see any of these having issues having enough people to play with either, though.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like I said, the idea of playing with everybody is awesome, but these guys have all been doing fine without doing the cross play, and I want the cross play. But this isn't like fucking. This isn't gonna save anything. This isn't gonna like. People are acting like fucking. If Sony doesn't do this, it's gonna like be detrimental to somebody, or like they're like evil. Like people are getting really intense about it. It's crazy. And games journalism, GameSpot, fucking Kotaku, of course. IGN is a very professional in what they do, because if they do come off complaining about stuff that's like this, they're very subtle about it. Whereas like GameSpot and like Kotaku and Polygon, all them are like kids living in the fucking basement just bitching while chugging like Mountain Dew or something like that. They don't come off as like professional journalists. And they've all been like really hitting Sony hard with these like weird like, oh, Sony fucking, this is Sony fanboys not being able to join the club, and it's like showing all the fun stuff that like people on Minecraft are doing with each other, and then it shows like somebody like crying or whatever, and it's supposed to be Sony. I'm like, that's not what's happening. Are you trying to shame Sony? You're not going to do it, and you look like a fucking idiot. Like it's mind numbing. So I keep seeing this shit, and I'm just like, dude, it makes complete sense. Like I said, we want it, but anybody would be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm still already playing games with PS4. Like most of the people I know are on PS4 already anyway. So I mean, like nothing would really change.
Yeah,
I'm not clamoring to play with people on Switch. Like it'd be cool to do it, but like,
no, for sure. And you know, if we haven't learned at this point that Sony does things, you know, as they want to, how long now have people been asking to be able to have their usernames changed?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone wants that, right?
Sony takes a long time to do shit.
And they keep saying, "Oh, well, we're trying to figure it out. We don't want to be asked this question anymore." It's not there. If they really wanted to do it, they'd figure it out. So it's just not hurting them. So they're just not putting the resources into it. So,
one thing I just thought of too is like it's almost good too if like Switch and Xbox keep that to themselves, because that's a selling point.
Oh yeah,
that'll sell more consoles, because people are like, whoa, oh shit, you're playing that on Switch and I got an Xbox, or like, oh, I got a buddy who's thinking about buying a console, you can just buy one of those two things and they'll be able to play with us too. And that's gonna sell more consoles, and if it does enough, Sony might go, oh, well, maybe we want to get in on that.
For sure.
I mean, like, so like let it fucking happen for a while. Like people are like really acting like it's the fucking end of the world. It's crazy. Like on Twitter, like I keep reading people just like talking about like Sony's gonna fail with the PS5 because they didn't do this, and I'm like, no, that is fucking ludicrous. It's crazy. Like I don't know where you came up with that, and you have nothing to back it with. So like, why would you say that? Yeah. And then you got like the Sony guys who are like, fuck you guys, we don't need you. I'm like, easy, dude. Like, why are people like this? It's really intense.
People pick their clubs and get aggressive about it, protecting it. It's weird. So, yeah. So, I mean, I guess the short version is, yeah, we would like it, but we also understand why it's not happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we said a lot, but realistically, I'm just trying to hammer that home, because I know some people are going to hear this and they might fall in some of those camps that I just talked about on Twitter. And like I said, you know, we want it, but it makes sense. It makes complete sense. Doesn't mean I'm saying good for Sony.
Yeah,
you
not patting them on the back for
yeah,
it.
we're not like, yeah, fuck those guys, blah blah blah. I'm just saying, like, yeah, why? I mean, why would they? It makes no sense. It's somebody also on Twitter was like, I need to get the fuck off Twitter. Somebody was like, oh man, why can't I watch those Hulu shows on Netflix? I don't get it, man. This is so bad for he's like making fun of it and shit. I'm like, yeah, I mean, kind of makes sense.
Exactly it.
Yeah. And so there are some gems in there that people are saying, but some people get it. But yeah, it's just really kind of, I hate using the word because I think it's really overplayed, but like toxic, just seeing like that people with the crossplay are essentially saying Sony's fucking up. This is irredeemable. And then you got the people who actually are on PS4 who are like, we don't give a fuck. And it's just like, nobody's winning this, guys. This is just how it is. Neither point is going to drive home because you're both kind of right.
Well, that's something I'm going to have to give props to Phil Spencer for as well. Like not feeding into that console war mentality anymore. Because
they dropped it a while back.
Tired of people just not being able to accept that people like different things.
Yeah. Or you bought a console, you don't have money to buy the other console, and you really want to back that investment. You want to feel like you got the lesser console. That's where the console war essentially comes from, is people don't want to feel like they got the lesser console.
I'm going to tell you right now, this generation, it's hard to say that any of them are a lesser console.
Exclusives is where it comes down to.
If you care about the exclusives, then yeah, you're gonna pick your console on that. But as far as everything else, it's there, it's playable, and you're still gonna play video games like the rest of us, and it's gonna be great. So, I mean, like Seth already said earlier, we own them all, but like, I don't sit down and go, man, I wish I could play Sea of Thieves on my PlayStation, for example. Like that's a game I turn my Xbox on for, and not everyone has that option, obviously, but you're gonna get an Ubisoft game here in a minute. That'll be in a minute, in a little while, and that's gonna be on both. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah, the only time I ever kind of wish that there is crossplays, like I put more pressure on that is in MMOs. I think it'd be cool if they all connect to the same server.
I think Fortnite's a good argument in that same category.
Sure, yeah, and I also, that is one thing that I'll fold on quite a bit is that everybody's getting crossplay with Fortnite except for PS4, and people who are gonna go over to other consoles to play it can't take their PS4 data. That's fucked up. You should at least be able to move your data or have access to it. It's fine if they don't want to crossplay them, but locking the data over there so people have to play on PS4, it's kind of shitty.
I'm surprised that that information isn't just on Epic servers.
That's what I thought too, but it's Sony's.
That's weird.
Yeah,
because I know it's a weird example, but like,
because Epic wants them to do it.
If you play it on an iOS device or an Android device, everything transfers over except for your currency, because the currency is attached to the store.
Yeah,
that's associated with those devices, but your progress is associated with Square.
Yeah, so. Epic's been talking about for a while now that they have been very positive about the idea of crossplay coming, and they're probably
in there trying to talk about it too.
Well, they've been saying way before this even happened that like Sony might come around to it because they really want it to happen, of course, because Fortnite's huge, so of course they want everybody to be playing with each other, and they've pretty much nailed it. All of them do play with each other now, pretty much, but it's interesting that. I mean, Sony locked down that data preemptively.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is shitty.
Yeah. The crossplay, if they don't want to do it, it's fine, whatever. But like, let people have access to that. They should be able to not have to start over somewhere else. That's punishing people. I don't like it.
And this is turning into a long topic, but
yeah, should cut this shit.
The one example I'd like to give that it has happened before on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And PC, all of them could play Final Fantasy 11 together. But that was a very specific deal that Square made. So obviously, I'm pretty sure Square was paying everyone on that one. But someone recently asked Yoshi P about Final Fantasy 14, and he basically said, "We're kind of at home at Sony. We're kind of stuck." Well, they didn't specifically go Sony doesn't want to do crossplay, but you could tell he was like trying to say like it's out of my hands. Like
And that's the thing. I think crossplay is a case-by-case basis. I think it's a game basis. The idea of just across the board crossplay, I don't think will happen. Just because there has to be those deals. People have to feel comfortable with allowing people to play with other people and not benefiting their business. Because at the end of the day, that's why they do this, to make money.
How to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you keep making games. That's how you keep hiring people to do things, how you advertise. You got to make that money. So, and even though companies can take a dip here and there, Xbox did it when it first came out. The first Xbox, Microsoft did that to get into the console race. But I mean, like, you don't want to do it if you don't have to, and you don't want to do it for too long because it can fuck up things in the future. Yeah. So if you're riding that wave, you keep riding it, and there's no reason to not take risks like that.
Should we pass the question on to our viewers then?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. What do you think about the crossplay thing? First off, what do you think about Switch and Xbox crossplaying? What do you think about the Sony thing? Do you think they're in the right? Do you think they're in the wrong? Do you understand like we do, but would prefer crossplay? Are you in the middle? And what do you think about the Fortnite thing? What do you think about them locking down that data, that information, to the PS4 servers only, not letting people have access to that? Do you think it's fucked up? Do you not care? You don't play Fortnite, so you don't give a shit? Let's know everything essentially about that topic. That was a lot longer than I thought I was going to go. All these topics, I was like, oh, these are really short topics, but we have a really good way of just going on forever. But that's gonna do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out my streams on Twitch at Tasty Senpai, all one word. Hit the notification button to know when I go live, and join us on Discord, link down below. Check us out on all podcast places if you want to listen to us. If you're listening to us, come check us out on YouTube. I'm going a little too fast. And my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
Until the next episode, which will be this Friday for Tasty Cast episode, wherever the fuck. My name, we already did that. I keep doing that. It's like the second time now in like a week. I'm like fucking saying, I want you guys to know my name. But until the next episode, take it easy, guys.